Yeah, if you can just come on video, we'll be more interactive. It will be like we can regulate with each other and we can be more present. However, if you are not feeling comfortable, if you want to stay without camera, it's up to you. Okay, it's absolutely up to you. You can switch it on in between if you feel like, and just don't worry about any appearance, any background, anything. Just don't worry about how your hair is or your dress is. Then the topic where it is people pleasing and the impact on self. Let's not try to please anybody here, and let's try to accept who we are. So this is my nightwear, by the way. Okay, this is my nightwear. I'm taking a class in nightwear, which I will never do usually. But recently I've realized that it doesn't matter, right? It's like whoever I am on any given day, I can show up. It's like I can just show up and it's me. Whatever side of me comes up, it's me. Okay, so thank you for coming on video, and let's begin with a very small grounding meditation. So all of you, simply close your eyes, and anybody who looks at, refers to the recording later, or anybody else who's watching this recording, please do this work, close your eyes and do this meditation. It will really help you and guide you. So just close your eyes and take a slow, deep, long breath. Breathe into the center of your body, wherever you feel the center is. Please be very comfortable in the way you are sitting. Observe the surface where you are sitting. And relax your head, relax your shoulders, relax your legs, relax your body. Just release the tension. You might feel tension in your jaws or back or shoulder. Just release it. Let it all drop on the ground. And as you breathe in to your center, open your body, open yourself to receive the guidance that you're here for. Open your body, open yourself to lean back and receive. Know that the validation that you seek for, it comes from within, from the space within you. Breathe into that space, that higher self within you, that brings authentic validation for you. Breathe into that space within you where your worth is, that brings your worth. And mentally tell yourself, my worth comes from within me. My worth comes from within me, 100% within me. Not even 99, 100% within me. It comes from there. So know that and breathe into that knowing. Feel the feeling that comes when you know that your worth comes from within you. Observe the feeling, feel it. And tell yourself mentally, I don't need to worry about my image in anybody else's head. I need to look at my image in my head. That's all. So I bring myself back into my body. I don't need to travel in anybody's head to know my worth. Now that I know it comes from me. So bring all those energies back to you, knowing that I don't have to do it anymore. The image in my head is what matters to me. And to be able to feel all of this, okay, all of you, as you say this, as you feel your feelings, know that it can be discomforting, it can be uncomfortable, but seeking validation outside is also uncomfortable. So choose the discomfort you would like from now on, going ahead. Take this moment as an opportunity and choose what you would like to choose for yourself. Keep that intention within you. Just keep that intention. Don't worry. This is not a chase. This is about feeling. Okay, so keep that intention and slowly inhale and exhale by opening your mouth. Allow yourself, allow your body, breathe into your body and allow it to bring the emotions. Allow yourself to bring the emotions that come up when all your energy goes into seeking validation from others, seeking sense of worth from others, trying to improve your image in somebody else's head. What does that bring in your body? Does that bring exhaustion? Does that bring resentment? Does that bring loneliness? What does that bring for you? The main thing, and trust the first thing that comes to you, okay? What happens to your body when you're trying to seek validation outside of you, your worth outside of you? What's the main thing? Is it exhaustion that bothers you? What happens as a result of it? Trust your body, it knows, it will tell you. And as you are aware of it in your head, as it shows up in your space, slowly come to the here and nows and type it out in the comment box. Just slowly come back and type it out. What does it bring for you when you give your energies outside of you to seek validation or sense of worth? Fear, trembling, fear, loneliness, resentment. Okay. Thank you, Sanhita and Kiran. Jim Lee says loneliness. Okay. Sense of betrayal as well for Kiran. Okay. Yeah, makes sense. Yeah. Okay. Now, I felt extremely uneasy. So that's what it brought up for you, Sonal. That uneasiness or restlessness, maybe, that maybe happens in the energy of pleasing. That maybe is something that happens as you seek validation outside of you. So make a note of that this is what happens. Sense of abandonment. Yeah. So it was pretty intense for you, Kiran, and a lot of things came up. So probably this is a very, very core topic for you, and so many things came up. And you were saying that in the beginning. So breathe back, be with yourself, allow the discomfort to be there, witness it. because we need to feel it to go beyond it, right? So don't stop yourself from being vulnerable. Be there with yourself. Just be there. Okay. Do you want to say something? Do you want to share something, Kiran? You're on mute.
Yeah, the fact that, the simple fact that, you cannot and you're not allowed to say no. Like really, since childhood, now I realize like how, I don't know, it's screwed up, or maybe finally I'm coming back to me because of all the trauma only, we want to be on the healing path, and finally it was just reminding me how so many times I missed on many important joyful moments, crucial, like just because I could not. More than that, my no was not honored.
Right.
Some moments, like, why? Like, I think the most changing trajectory moment is my marriage only. My parents were pushing me so much. It is just so chaotic. Like every week they would bring in two hafte mein one two men. Like, they would come and make me sit and decorate me like a cow and make. And despite me telling that no, I don't want, they just didn't listen to me. They listened to everybody else. Like one time they pulled me like from middle of my college day. They know that, I didn't have like a busy class or anything. My mom knew because she know my schedule, and some random uncle called my mom that, ye ladke wale aa rahe, is Kiran free? My mom knows because it was not a busy day for me at college. She sent my father to college in the middle of the day, and he came and told ladke wale aa rahe, abhi ghar wapas aa jao. It was an important moment. Like, my college festival was going on. There were some events where I was participating and also hosting and conducting, and it was the last year of my college. But wo ladke wale aaye. I was in a simple dress, nice.
Yeah.
But they literally pulled me off from the dress and, like, against my wish, decked me in flowers, which I don't like, and jewelry and everything. They kept telling ki ladkon ko aise hi pasand hai, and this 10 people came and saw, questioned, and they rejected me and went saying that my nose is fat and everything. That my mom, like, I told my parents that aapko kuch nahi laga, that, your daughter got rejected and you pulled me off. They didn't bother. So many weeks it so happened. I got engaged. I saw the red flags with the guy. I told my mom that, like, mujhe pasand nahi hai. I see that the guy is hiding a lot of stuff. Please, aap meri baat suno. My mom is like, do you think you're an actress or something that you can say no after engagement? Like, that was not honored. But look where I am. Like, all 6 years, I suffered so much. Even, like, so many things of mine were, like, dismissed on for the wedding arrangements se leke everything. They themselves are such people pleasers, and they carry so much of that burden of female child.
Yeah. So can you do a little thing? Okay. Can
It
you do
always,
that?
like, I just have to say one thing, it always makes me
Yeah.
feel
Yeah.
guilty. Like, it's like, what's the point of living? And as, like, like, what even is point of trying to achieve something? Because whatever I do, they have not been happy. I thought I'll become a doctor, they'll be happy. They were happy momentarily. Then I thought, like, unki pasand ke ladke se shaadi karungi, whatever it is, so that, I will have peace. But they only caused a lot of problems. And
Okay.
they kept, yeah.
Okay. So this is what one thing that I want to say here is that since this has been a very core experience for you, right? And you not allowed to say no is what you started with, right? Not allowed to say no. Isn't it something that's how you started, and see the impact that you're facing today, Kiran? Okay. The impact on self over a number of years it can be so severe that it gives me no sense of identity. It gives me a sense as if, it can take away my sense of personality. How can I show up in the world? The impact is very intense. Okay, Kiran. But the silver line here is that I know that this is not right for me. I know instead of, there's pain. However, if I give in and if I don't even realize that, I should have said no, maybe I could have said no. This is not right for me. Even though it took years, right, Kiran? But today, the silver lining is that you are able to navigate and create some space to have your own identity, even if it doesn't match with what they wanted it to be. So do a very simple thing, okay? Just close your eyes. And all of you who are looking at this, you can do this if it resonates with you, okay? If this resonates, not allowed to say no, where you face difficulty in saying no in certain situations, if that happens, you can do this. Whoever you feel, whoever you face this struggle with, imagine them. For Kiran, it will be her parents from what she experienced. For all of you, think of anybody that comes to your mind who you are unable to say no to. Okay. Every time, just close your eyes and imagine this person. So, Kiran, you imagine your mom and dad. Okay. Imagine your mom and dad. Rest of you, imagine the person or persons in front of you whom you are unable to say no. You look at them and you tell them, for the longest time, mentally say this, Kiran, and all of you. For the longest time, I have felt and I have lived the belief that I'm not allowed to say no. Every time I agree with you and I betray myself, every time I'm unable to say no, I'm betraying myself to agree with you. Feel the feeling that all of you wrote that comes to you in this state. Just witness that feeling, okay? For Sonal, just witness, try to see that restlessness, okay? That comes. Rest of you, try to look at that fear, that loneliness, that resentment. And now you tell them, every time I do this out of love for you. Every time I do this out of love. But it has been enough. There's so much resentment within me, so much pain, fear. Every time I betray myself, all of these emotions, they take over me. So now I choose to change my definition of love for you. Okay, all of you choose in this moment. Take this as an opportunity to choose a different definition of love. Okay, so you tell them, I am going to drop this belief now. Everywhere across time and space where I have believed that I'm not allowed to say no, even when I feel so, I am willing to uncreate and destroy it today in this moment. Right or wrong, good or bad, pod or pock, all nine shots, poison beyonds. Exhale it out. Drop this belief. And now you look at them and you tell them, I'm going to love you from my heart. And not by betraying myself. I change my way of love for you. The more I honor my feelings, my thoughts, the more I say yes to what I feel, to what I want to do, the love in my heart grows and becomes blossoms for you. Okay. The more I choose for me, the more love for you in my heart grows. Okay. And as you say that, feel, how do you feel? Observe how do you feel when you do that, when you change your way of loving them, when you no longer have to believe and abide by their point of views. But you don't have to lose their love. You can love them. You can still love them from your heart, right? Just observe how you feel when you do this and slowly let them all go and you come back to the here and now. And maybe in one or two words, you can just type how do you feel as you do this. I feel happy, Sonal says. Wow, that's so nice. I feel free. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. How do you feel, Kiran, as you do that? You feel okay? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. And Sanhita, how do you feel?
Yeah, all good.
Okay. 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 So, excuse me. So, I did a guidance reading for all of you. For anybody who's going to watch this, I did a reading, and this is what came as guidance. I'll just show it for one moment and I'll tell you what it means. Okay. This is what came. The first thing that temperance tells us, okay, is that something is happening in extreme and we need to balance it out. We need to find a healthy balance. Since today the topic is people pleasing and its impact, okay, and temperance has come as a guidance. So I want to ask all of you, and Kiran started off the call by saying how extreme, she has been in life to just control not saying no, and tell me how many of you feel that you go to extreme sometimes to seek validation or worth from outside, from people who you look up to, or people who you are scared of. How many of you feel that if not very frequently, at least you can remember times where you have gone to extreme betrayal for self, maybe things you're not, it's not good for you, but you have done that in order to get that validation. So do all of you resonate with it? Do you resonate? Okay. Okay, fine. So temperance tells you, the first thing that it tells you is that don't try to judge it as bad. Okay. If you think that this is bad, what I have done is bad, there is no scope for any change. There is no scope for any acceptance. There is like a very important message here. The first thing that has to go is judgment for self. That everywhere across time and space in this life, where I have actually gone to extremes for seeking validation, where I have betrayed myself to extremes, okay, can I accept that part of me without rejecting and judging myself? And can I take that part with me? Can I take it? Knowing that if I reject it, it's not like I can reject it and I can change from tomorrow. It's not like that. We can't do that, right? Can you first just mentally maybe tell yourself that I am dropping judgment for all of the times where I have gone to extremities and I have tried to seek validation and my sense of worth from others? Can I drop judgment for it? And can I bring those parts within me? Can I accept it? Can I acknowledge it at least? That I see you. Just maybe close your eyes and look at all those parts and tell them that I see all of you. I see my younger versions. I see what they were going through, and they did what they did out of love, what they know was best at that time. Okay. So there is no scope of judgment. So when I take that, when I don't judge that, so I get to know my extremities, right? I get to know that I have this extreme sense of capacity, to put it like that. So can you honor your capacity? As you drop judgment, can you honor the innate capacity that you have, which takes you to extremes, the intensity that you have, right? It's only a matter of redirecting that intensity. But first of all, I need to honor it. I need to accept my capacity, right? So the next step is, can I honor my intensity? Can I honor my extremity? And can I now integrate it and use it for myself? When I reject my past version, my whole energy is gone in rejection. How will I then change my now or improve my now? It will not happen. The moment I drop judgment, I bring those parts, I tell them that it's okay. We did what we knew was best. And now we are doing what we know is best. We are always improving, all of us together, right? So bring them in and honor your intensity. And now tell yourself mentally that I am willing to look at this innate capacity I have, and I'm going to utilize it for myself now. Because my validation comes from within, my worth comes from within. So all of my energy that I use to reject my past version or people's judgments or point of views, I'll bring them all to me. And that will give me the space that I struggle with, that I don't have space, I don't have time to improve myself because all my energies are scattered, right? So bring them all in, tell yourself with a slight sense of compassion, like, mean it, really mean it. Maybe put both of your hands on your chest here, okay, center, and tell yourself that I am willing to look at my intensity without judging it. Even though I have taken some extreme decisions in the past that has impacted my self-image, my self-worth, even though I have betrayed myself for others in the past, I'm still willing to believe that I can be there for myself going ahead from now on. And I take all of them with me as I do so. Just see how you feel when you're ready to be there for yourself and you bring all that extremity within you and you know that it is for you. It is for you. What you have is for you. Okay. So know that, and you can slowly open your eyes. Okay. All your intensity is for you. Even though the direction, the choices in the past may not have been may not look good when you see them now. Okay. However, when you were at that time, it looked like the best option, right? Even for Kiran, right? When you were mentioning in that moment, when you did that, didn't it feel like I tried my best, but I can't do better than this because they're not listening? It feels like I have tried my best, but then as we grow, we learn more ways and we become more expansive and we change our ways, like you did today. Like you did today, where you chose to love them from your heart and not by not saying no. Okay. Also, when temperance is here, it tells you to balance between your physical and emotional world, between your mental and physical world. So maybe tell me how this resonates with you. Sometimes maybe, if I'm doing something, I end up doing a lot of activities, but then I'm not looking at my emotions. Sometimes when I'm in an emotional spree, I'm doing all things related to emotions, but I'm not taking care of my physical health. So for any of you who find difficulty in this, okay, it's a message for you. Try to bring moderation between your physical, emotional, spiritual realms, between different aspects of your life. Okay. Try to find a balance that works for you. There is no standard definition here. Every one of us, we are born with different capacities, different point of views, and it is only us that are responsible for giving them space. Nobody else. Nobody else. It's only me who can live my dream, who can breathe my dream, and also take action for it, whatever deems necessary. Okay. So, this is what temperance is for. So, just one more thing, we can drop one more thing, and then maybe I'll see how you guys feel and take questions. Okay. So, everywhere, okay, where you have strong point of views about right and wrong, strong judgments about right and wrong, can you drop it? Are you willing to go beyond the definitions of right and wrong? And can you give yourself a space where you can think about something without putting it into duality of right and wrong? Is it okay for all of you to drop that strong judgment of right and wrong? Right? So just tell yourself, close your eyes, you can open your eyes, however it feels. Just tell yourself mentally that I am willing to drop judgment about right and wrong. I'm willing to go beyond right and wrong, to look at anything as is, to drop judgment for myself and for others. I get to keep my point of views, they get to keep their point of views, right? However, I am now going to honor my point of views and I'm going to create space for that within me. And it's only me who can do that. It's me who can do that. Okay. So with that feeling, I'm going to open for any questions that you have. And tell me how you feel, if you want to share something, any experience you want to share. Maybe raise hand, I'll ask you if you have any question. Okay, Jim Lee, yeah, tell.
See, I have only one question. Okay, it is like, um, so I'll share one of my personal experience. All right, since something happened in my life also which made me embark in a spiritual awakening journey, and that's the reason why I came into coaching, and then self love coaching happened. And that's where we in self love coaching only we talk about people pleasing, boundary setting, and everything. All right, so I got what it is like. I learned from my own personal experience. And there is like, where it comes to self judgment, I am not critical about myself because of the self love thing that has happened from within. There
Okay.
is deep
Okay.
acceptance of myself in any form, like the black and the white part of me. There is acceptance of both the parts. But right now where I am in this situation is that I can beautifully form healthy boundaries. Like I can say no to things which are not serving me, all right. But after saying no, there is a sense of loneliness, like
Yeah.
it's a
Yeah.
that is what I wrote in the comment section, because it's like in emotional part, in when it comes to the emotional part of me, I'm like I still feel that there is certain parts that I have to heal, and I'm not being able to do it, and I still seek for a little bit of validation from other people. And
Yeah.
even though when I am like, I know this person doesn't mean anything wrong to me, we had a good time, but like we both are like poles apart personalities, and that's why I let the person go peacefully, and he also doesn't have anything to me. But when I come back home, I be with myself, that's when I feel, am I will I be like this
Yeah.
forever lonely?
Yeah.
So that is the part which sometimes scares me. Other than that, I do not feel that there is not saying no to things that is still going on. Like
So yeah. So when we initially start setting boundaries, when we start saying no initially, it can bring tremendous amount of guilt, loneliness, fear,
yes,
and it can feel in fact more threatening because something that was within has come to the surface now. Now
right,
you are not agreeing, now you are saying no, and the moment you say no, the fear, the feeling, it comes up, right?
yeah, right,
It's scary for you, right? It's scary
mm-hmm.
for you. It's because it's unfamiliar. You're trying new things. So knowing what I'm doing is right for me, despite of the fear, loneliness that will come up, is what drives us to take that choice again and again. Knowing that gradually, when I keep doing this, this will reduce and
Mm-hmm.
something else might show up. But for
Yeah,
all
right,
the times in the
yeah,
past when I couldn't do it,
mm-hmm.
okay, that accumulation which is there within you, it
Mm.
needs to come out a little. It needs to be felt,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
It's
yeah,
not like we used to feel it back then. We were almost like we didn't even know what it is. For all of many of us, we didn't even know that we were pleasing when we were doing it,
exactly, exactly,
right?
right,
So
yeah,
now that you know all that accumulated suppressed loneliness, it
mm-hmm.
comes up. However, it will not take as much as you think. It will not take as much time
It
as
is.
has gone by,
Yeah,
you
it
know?
is like that. It is kind of a test of patience also, like at times I feel that it's a test of patience also,
Yeah.
and it tries to test that whatever you are saying, are you like, it's the test that the universe is trying to play, right? You have said no, now bear it with it.
So you
So,
need to, we need
it's
to learn to stand with that no as well, and
exactly, exactly.
it's very scary in the beginning, and it can be
Yes.
very guilty. So I'll share a tapping video with all of you, uh, which is about this, the guilt and the emotions we feel when we start setting boundaries, when we start becoming someone else, and especially for the closed ones who are there around us, the most difficult shift is for them somewhere, because you are now this different person and you want different things. So the communication changes, the approach changes, and it takes a little while to find harmony. However, it can only come when you allow yourself to feel the feelings and drop the judgment. Two things mainly.
Right.
When I don't judge myself anyway, I feel, I have given more space to feel when I don't judge. So that's
Yeah.
good. That's a growth that you're talking about. And the
Yes, yes.
feelings coming up is a good sign. It's nothing
Yes,
wrong.
yes. I am proud of the development that has happened actually of
Yeah,
for me.
yeah,
But the only thing is that at that moment it gives you a sense of liberation when you say no, even though it is triggering, but at the very soon it will also give you a sense of empowerment and also liberation. But later when like, okay, you are fine with saying no, but you are not getting your desired results also, that also makes you a little bit of people pleaser at times.
So you
Confusing
keep setting your boundaries and keep working on this parallel side. Like I'll share that video. It's a 15-minute tapping video by Dr. Gaurav, which I use personally when I am setting boundaries, because I'm very uncomfortable with setting boundaries. So when I do that, I actually after an hour, I have to watch that video. I tap. And then after 15 minutes, I'm in a state where I'm like, okay, I will not revert this decision and it's fine. So even now, I need to do this, but I found a way which is healthier for me, instead of agreeing to something that I'm not actually agreeing with, So that's what I will share with all of you. Okay, I know all of you. Yeah, Sanhita, I'm not sure if you're there, but I'll talk to you now. So, okay, I'll go to Sanhita, Jimly.
Yes, definitely. Thank you.
Most welcome. Yes, Sanhita.
I don't have your number actually. I got it from Gaurav Da. So yeah, I will need the video.
I will write it in the chat box.
Okay. You'll give the link on the chat box.
I will just write my WhatsApp contact.
Okay. Perfect. Great.
So you can ping me.
Yeah.
Okay.
So even I'm working on boundaries. I mean, I keep working on boundaries. I keep forgetting. I keep working again. So, regarding this people pleasing thing, or, saying no, it's about 3 years back when I understood that, sometimes, especially at the workplace, we forget that, we also have an opinion, or we also want to say something.
Yeah.
And then I started setting my boundaries at the workplace as well. My question to you is, I know how to say no, and I say it upfront, but it takes me a little more than a normal conversation speed to get to know what I really want. For example, let's say you're proposing something, okay, and I'm in a conversation with you, and I'll probably think, okay, what do I really want? And it creates a lag in the conversation. Samne wale ko to nahi pata na that I'm thinking that. So that speed has not come yet. Okay. So I'm wondering how to, get through that. Does it come by practice? Because it has not come to me by practice. A lot of it is because of the pandemic, because we are working from home. We have the liberty to reply late. I have the liberty to, talk late if I'm on a phone call. But, I am afraid that if it's in a face-to-face meeting, face-to-face workplace, then I may take a little buffering time. How to deal with that?
And what takes you in that buffering stage? Like, is it when you say that I go into buffering time, it takes a while to know what I want. Okay. What is that about? Like, are you in that moment, are you experiencing any emotion, any stuckness? What is that about, that blankness or that buffering? What is that about? What are you buffering exactly?
I think it's the muscle memory thing. For example, for 25 years, you have been taught to just say yes to somebody else.
Yeah.
Right? So to figure out whether you really want to say yes or no, it takes time for me to figure out. I'm like, okay, I'll take a deep breath. Okay, what do I want? And then I give a response.
So I don't know if this works in your case. Okay. So number one, top of my head, the first thing is, tell this to the person that you're talking about, that I will take 5 minutes or 10 minutes to get back on this. I need some time. I'll think about it. And maybe if you know how long you need to get back, you can mention that as well. That, I will take maybe 30 minutes, 1 hour, 2 hours, and don't expect me to answer right away. That's not how I work. I work in a manner where I need some space, and that's how it is. So you need to honor the buffering that's happening for you, and slowly it will fade out whenever it has to go. Okay. But the fact that you're able to recognize this and you're able to do this is already, paving a path for you. The only thing is, you be very okay in saying that I'll get back in some time, and whatever that time frame is for you. Like sometimes when I have so many messages on my phone and I don't feel like replying to those messages in that moment. And sometimes I also am not in a headspace to think. Okay. So I tell some of my clients that, today I'm not in that zone. So I'll talk to you tomorrow. Even though I know that problem is genuine, but my state is also genuine, So you need to honor your state as is, like we did in the exercise today. It's not wrong to buffer. It's my way, it's my way. And start within you. Okay, start enjoying your features. Think of these as your features. Don't think of them as something right or wrong. Think of everything that you go through, think of it as something, as an experience or as a feature of you. But don't think of it as a wrongness of you, is what I'm trying to say. Anything that you are going through, that you are learning from, it is not a wrongness of you. You are trying, you're exploring. That is your beauty, your feature, any word that fits you, but that is not a wrongness of you. Your buffering is not a wrongness of you. Can you tell that to yourself? Just that much. The fact that I buffer and it takes time for me, it's not a wrongness of me. And I can communicate that. The moment I drop the wrongness, I can tell that this is how I operate. Make sense?
Yes, yes. Absolutely.
Okay, great.
Thank you.
Okay, no problem. Most welcome. Yeah, Kiran.
Yeah, I had some questions which Sanhita asked, as you said, the buffering time. But I have, for the longest time, suppressed so much since childhood that, I don't even know really what I want. I won't say what I want. Like, let's just say, like, there is an upcoming trip for me in December. Like, I am still in my headspace that, should I go or not, and anything. And this thing, my reasons to not go is like, of late, like, because I am in this healing journey. So I retracted from work and everything. So there is this embarrassment that all my friends are successful, like, married with kids and everything. I'm not there yet. So that's the feeling that was coming up. So then some resentment came up. Okay, nobody helped me, why should I go? So my reason is like, I have suppressed it so much that, when somebody asks me what am I feeling, so many times in my therapy sessions, even before I started training with family consultations, I got it done. When they ask like, what are you feeling in your body, I really don't know.
Couldn't know.
Even now also, like, other than maybe my feelings are like anger, resentment, rage, and little bit of sorrow. Other than that, I won't say I don't know, like, or I forgot what joy is, or
So it's
even
not, okay, so I'll pause you. And it's not about knowing my wants specifically all the time. Okay.
yeah.
But it's about knowing what I don't want, Kiran. Your body will always tell you what you don't want. However, when there is, for example, a trip coming for you and you want to explore, like when I am thinking about anything like this, I sometimes use tarot to find how this trip is going to be for me. Sometimes I just go with my gut feeling and I am willing to explore what it can bring for me. The emotions that you have will be your companion until you work with them. Okay, until they are there. It can be there till the last day of your life, maybe. So the idea is not to get away with emotions. The idea is to have a space large enough that can have these emotions, but also something to explore. It doesn't mean, if I'm feeling sorrow, that doesn't mean I cannot plan for a trip. I can also have another space within me that can plan for a trip. And parallelly, I can also know that there's a sorrow coming up. Excuse me, sorry. There's resentment coming up. So I know these emotions are coming up, but can I make them a reason for me to decide everything? First of all. Secondly, tell yourself, ask yourself what I don't want, filter them out. And what I want is a thing that we all are exploring. We are every day exploring our wants, right? I wake up with something very fresh someday and I feel that, I should try this. So I can go for it. So wanting something is, everybody's discovering that. Okay. And sometimes we get to know after exploring that, okay, this is what I really want. Maybe I want this more. Okay. So there's no way that you'll just know what you want and it will be on a list of paper and you will just tick everything and do it in your life. It will come to you, but you need to know that all these emotions that you have, they are a part of you. That is what makes your journey your journey. It's about just having that sense of ownership for what is mine. It can be $1 billion or it can be a billion reasons of fear or a billion reasons to cry. It can be anything. However, when I own my journey, I can make it whatever I want to make it in the future. So don't worry about, don't mix everything. Don't mix your emotions with your trip. Maybe you go there and you still feel sorrow sometimes, you still feel resentment, but you will also have something else. You will also have something else which you don't have maybe now when you go to some place and you explore. So don't wait for things to change to do something. Things will change on the go. It will change on the go. So just feel, ask your body, do you want to go? Despite of whatever feelings I have what I have. But do you still want to go? And the body will tell
So,
you. Yeah.
so that's where the stuckness or this thing. Okay? Yeah, I was told this in the past too. Like, I read like the book too, The Body Keeps. It's like, that's where like, I was like, what do I want? I mean, again, as you said, we all are exploring and we are like this thing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
sometimes make
Like, I don't
mistakes.
know. Like,
Some
like कि पता भी नहीं है कि again it's the struggle between head versus heart, and also like when he says like okay मुझे नहीं करना या करना है मुझे पता like, because the moment I say so I'm also struggled that dude, when I say no, is it coming from like um really no, or it's like just for the sake of saying no, like ego, like it's like
yeah.
because now that
So
I'm exploring.
it's a journey. Okay, Kiran. You
Yeah.
will make mistakes. And there is no mistake actually. So you will do things that might not feel right once you do them. You might do certain things that will feel so right and you'll be so glad that you took that choice. But
Mm.
can you drop the fear of failing? What is this fear of failing? Why do you have to make the right choice? There is no right choice. We are all learning every day. Tomorrow
No,
morning I can say something which felt right today but feels wrong tomorrow, and I'm open for that. So can you be open to change, your thoughts, your beliefs, and can you just drop the fear of failing? The more you show up, it's all about showing up, it's not about failing. Okay, I can fail every day, but I need to have capacity to not judge myself for those failures.
yeah, actually true. I mean,
Yeah.
think that's what I of late I have been exploring
Yeah,
that I
I feel
don't.
every day, I decide I will sleep at this time, but then I do something, I sleep late, or I decide I will eat this, but that doesn't stop me from deciding anymore, because I have actually started having fun with my failures now, because I know it will take time. All of you must realize that this is what will take some time. This is not an overnight thing. Okay, your body needs your time, and your more than time, your body needs you to just look at it, to just be okay with failing, be okay with resting more, be okay with not proving anything to anyone. Relax. The biggest thing for people pleasers is learn to relax yourself somehow. Learn to rest somehow learn to rest. Even though it feels like a challenge, learn to rest, learn to give yourself things that soothe you. Okay, whatever soothes you, try to do that, but not only for you. What soothes you, only you know. For me, a hair spa can be, for example, something that soothes me. Okay, for somebody, like for me, there are two things. A foot massage can soothe me anytime, but I delay it like anything. I will book and cancel, and I will wait for 3 weeks to give myself one foot massage. So we don't have to be like that. We need to stand up for ourselves, right? If I want to do this for me and say everybody will laugh at it, say I want to do something which everybody will laugh at. So what? Say I will do something which I will fail at and then everybody will laugh. So what? right? So tell yourself this amazing thing, so what? Okay, Kiran, so what? If I go and I have this happens, so what? If I don't go, so what? In any case, there is no right decision. It's only a matter of trying what I want to try. Okay, makes sense?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, great. Great. So before we close, okay, Jimali, good night to you. Yeah. So before we leave, I'm just going to end this. I just want all of you to share one takeaway. Okay. Share one takeaway that you had from today's session. Anyone that comes to you on top of your head. And I'll start with Sonal. Sonal has not spoken. So go ahead. Share your takeaway.
I think my takeaway is that what you said this like few minutes back, to relax. I think the biggest thing for people pleasers is to, and that's what I feel, that I'm not relaxing when I have these
Yeah.
thoughts. Because for me, it is not, I can say no very easily since I was a young girl, and that has never been a problem.
Okay.
In fact, that's why some people dislike me, because my first reaction to everything is a
Everything
no.
is no. Okay.
And then it converts into a yes or a maybe sometimes. But what I struggle with is, even though when I say no, I want people to like me, like, and especially people I do not
Yeah.
like, I
Yeah.
want them to like. So
Yeah.
I am in a constant pull and tug within
Pull and
myself
push.
to
Yeah.
how to sort of, manage this weirdness. And
How
it
to
really
drop
makes me,
control, how to
yes,
drop control over. So for you, just sorry to pause you, but just tell
no, no, no,
yourself mentally that if I can say no 1,000 times, 1,000,000 times, and even any of that no, okay, any no of mine doesn't deserve any explanation, or any no of mine doesn't have to please anybody outside of me. So you are using your nose to please indirectly.
yeah,
You want your
yeah,
nose to be accepted. The thing
yeah,
is, my control is within me. I take my decisions for me, and that is what drives me. Even if nobody else is happy with it, I cannot control their feelings. So drop
yeah,
control over other people's feelings in your house, in your
yeah,
circle. Drop that.
yeah,
Okay. Bring all of that energy to your feelings. That your feelings need your energy. Okay. So bring all of that back. Just have an intention. That's all. That okay, I don't need to control. Yeah. Okay.
yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you.
This is very interesting though. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Good one.
Good one. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, even
One
I had
takeaway.
no difficulty saying no to anybody outside of the household. The
Household.
biggest no, like I still remember, like even I confronted my mom recently about those painful incidents. I remember
Hmm.
one time I said no. She immediately labeled me as stubborn at that. I'm like, how stubborn you are that you don't want to eat. I said, I'm full. वहां से लेके then when I recently confronted her, she told like you did not fight back. So we thought it was okay. I'm like, because my sisters fight back somehow. Because
Yeah.
maybe, they were born later or my parents were more equipped with parenting. But a first child, everything
Yeah.
was dumped, call it whatever. But yeah, that brings still lot of resentment, like, the need for validation.
Yeah.
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 Now one takeaway is like that I'm not alone and
Wow.
validated. I
Wow.
feel like so validated. I cannot tell you because it has been it is still an everyday struggle. So many, I cannot tell you so many painful points. Like I sacrificed some important life career opportunities to give those money resources to my family, and I could not apply to my career. And again, it changed a complete trajectory.
Yeah. Yeah. So that's
Yeah.
so the more you water this seed, okay, of validation coming from you, okay, and the feeling of being with yourself that doesn't make you feel alone, okay. So the more you water this seed, the more your the charges that you feel, the resentment that you feel, it will slowly transform itself. But the more you focus on it, it will increase. Focus on this part. Focus on the other part. That will help the other to reduce automatically. Don't focus on your resentment. Accept it. Be with it. But don't water your resentment. Water this feeling of validation that comes from you, your sense of worth that comes from you. Be kind to yourself. Be okay with making mistakes that, from the standard definition. Be okay. Learn from your mistakes, learn from your choices, but don't be harsh on yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah. So thank you for this wonderful takeaway. Sanhita, what's your takeaway?
Yeah, I think so what? I mean, we used to say this a lot in college, but we
So
forgot.
what? Yeah.
Like, okay, I'll just
I
put it.
love it. I love so what.
Yeah, I should just do that. So what?
The moment I feel stuck, I ask
Hmm.
myself, so what? This happened. So what? Whatever happens, I ask myself, and I use this tone specifically to calm myself. So what? Even though it feels foreign sometimes to your experience, but simply asking so what opens a new possibility sometimes.
True. I had forgotten. It was like a great reminder.
Amazing. Thank you. Thank you for your takeaway. Somebody has just joined the room. Should I just say hi before ending? Wait, I'll just end in 1 minute. Just see if someone is there. Thank you, all of you, for your time and presence. I'm really glad, that we connected today over this circle. Really glad for your presence. And do ask your questions. Feel free to reach out whenever you want to. Okay, I will get back. Even if not the same day, I will get back. Okay. Okay.
Thank you.
Ramya, I see. Most welcome. Ramya, are you here?
I just joined. I saw the message only now. I just joined.
I'm actually ending the class. The class is getting over. I will share the recording with you.
Yes,
Okay.
yes, please do.
So
Yeah.
you can share, you can see that. Okay.
Okay.
Thank
Yeah.
you for joining in
Thank
and
you.
good night.
Good night. Thank you.